Neil, I'm just wondering if you would address some psychology words to the specifics of, we've all been talking about how we've been doing everything for so long the same way, blah, blah.
Totally.
When you have the mindset of, our alliance quoting system takes too long, it takes forever, it's archaic, it's slow. We're already on the phone with them forever, trying to get through the quote system. Now the psychology mindset is you're going to add another 20 minutes going down the questions of the other company stuff. And then coupled in that is an added layer of psychology mindset that who are we to ask them how much money they have in the bank? We've been taught, though, you don't talk about things like that with people. That's a real personal invasion for some people, personal space invasion. So I'd like you just to talk to the psychology words, maybe to kind of.
Yeah, so remember, if we just focus on psychology without a strategy, it won't work, right? So think about the GPS analogy. If you need to get somewhere with somebody special in your life, right? And you're going on a date, you're going on a vacation, you're doing whatever it is, and you don't have a GPS and you don't know how to get there, right? You drop that address, you know that address, but you don't have a GPS, you don't know how to get there. There's no amount of psychology or willpower that's going to inspire you to put together the correct series of left and right turns to get there. It's impossible, right? But that's bullshit. Like you have to have a strategy, but then a strategy without the mindset is going to be, useless, because as soon as you hit a roadblock, like any of the number of that you've mentioned there, without strategy and psychology to overcome those things, it's not going to work. But if you take each of them tactically, it's not going to work. But these are good questions, and help me remember for everyone who listens. So it's the quoting system, now adding this new system, and then asking people about their most private thing, their income, or their finances, their bank account. So here's what I would tell you. I mean, in every business, there's the system that we have to do. At Tony Robbins, we've got Salesforce, right? You hear all this great stuff about Salesforce. Salesforce is awesome, all this stuff. It's a freaking nightmare. So we can label and bucket, the system. It could be the quoting system. It can be the CRM system. It can be the system. The system is the stuff. All right. Let me be really clear, sales rep. This system is the stuff that we must run our business by. And the system, the quoting system, doesn't result in sales for you, doesn't result in money in your pocket. It doesn't result in food on the table for your family. It doesn't result in a great date for your spouse or partner. It's a necessary evil that we have to use. So if you're saying, well, we got this system and now we got this system, help me understand, because this system is designed to help you achieve your most important outcomes. For all the time in the world that you have, where is the most important time to spend that? Is it just trying to drive and navigate this car to some outcome that says, I'm going to sell this policy? Or is it to navigate this car to a specific outcome that says, I'm going to enroll this client for the most comprehensive coverage possible, and she's going to be a long-term raving fan, so that every 6 months, every renewal period, I can count that as residual, right? So if your outcome is, I want to close this sale, then you're going to be caught up in all that stuff. But if your outcome, your address that goes into the GPS that says, I want to have a long-term raving client, it starts with now. And for me to be able to do that now, I need to understand everything about them. Not only their financial situation, but what's most important to them. How many children, how many assets, what's going on, because protecting those is most important. So if I'm not willing to put up that legwork in the front, then I'm not going to have a relationship. I'm going to have a quick yes, quick date, a one night stand, if you will. And then every, renewal period, they're going to shop me around. So why not do all that work now? Okay. So that's the mindset behind it, to say, hey, don't look at this as transactions. You're not a transaction coordinator. You're not signing up customers. You are enrolling clients. And clients are under the care and guidance of an expert. Okay. And if you guys have order takers or, customer service people who don't get that, you're ultimately going to be top grading them, because these folks have to be experts. And you've got to show them the path. Craig is really good at this. It really grows exponentially when they retain every 6 months their book, right? So you've got to show them that, right? So that's how I'd address those things. And then lastly, the financial piece, it's kind of the same conversation. I'll role play it with you, Betty, but listen, Betty, I understand. And it's in some ways at my core, it's uncomfortable for me to ask you for these things, but I want to serve you at the highest level. And I understand in your experience thus far, working with other insurances, it's all been about the lowest price and everything like that. And here's the thing, you've been really lucky because you haven't had any significant life events that have called upon your insurance and realized that you're not covered. And I can't sleep at night when I have those situations. For me to serve you at the highest level, it's not to understand how much money you have or how much I can charge you, but to really not only stand the money, but what will it mean to you if your kid gets in an accident and kills or hurts somebody at 16, or what will it mean? And so if you'll give me a little bit of breathing room and understand that this is more for you than it is for me, my commitment to you at the end of this call, whether you go forward with us or not, you will have the information you need to make the best decision possible about protecting your family. Okay. Transcribe that one, Craig.
Oh, that one's going to be snipped out, and just we'll put that one up.
Huge shift, guys. And again, you don't have to play at that level. If you want to stick at the easy level, and these guys are going to say, no, that'll never work. Here's what I'll tell you is it'll result in some people that aren't going to go for that aren't going to sign up because they're so conditioned and wired to buy a commodity. So you may lose that commodity sale right then and there. But if you're reps and you get it, that now opens up 20 more minutes for somebody who is going to get it. That person's going to spend more, they're going to stay more, and ultimately that's going to mean more to you guys.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Thank you for those words. Those were fab. You saw me looking down because I was jotting.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But here's the thing: we're going to transcribe this, but you have to own it. You have to own it in your core, because if you're just saying them, it's Neil's words. Like, if you were to replay this thing and close your eyes, I felt it to my core.
Yeah,
felt it, and you have to own it, and your reps have to own it. And you got to close your eyes and listen to yourself on the phone. Is this an angle, or is this a sales thing, or did everybody on this call feel where I was coming from?
Yeah. You flipped it from it being about our uncomfortableness to it's about them. So that's exactly what I was looking for. So thank you.
From why you can't to why you must.
Well, yeah, but the why you can't to why you must is almost a moral obligation. And I'm not trying to, make this more than it is. But I mean, listen, like Craig shared some of the stories with me and all this stuff, and the people get really hammered when they get in an accident or something happens that they're not covered for. And if that's not keeping you and your reps up at night, we're focusing on the wrong thing. Like, these people cannot get off the phone and be underserved. Like, that would just really bother me at night.